Taehyung update. Why did Paradise choose Taehyung? Over the past year, the art world and entertainment industry have been shaken by one major decision. Paradise has officially chosen Kim Taehyung V of BTS as the face of their brand, but was the choice made solely because of his undeniable global influence? Or is there something much deeper? Taehyung is not just an international superstar, he is an iconic artist, blessed with rich creative instincts, a sharp visual language, and an aesthetic presence that only a few in his generation possess. From photography and painting to the visual trends he effortlessly sets, Paradise saw something that even the art world is only now beginning to recognize. And here's the question hanging in the air. Do gallery professionals, curators, and domestic and international artists truly acknowledge Taehyung as a legitimate and influential global artist? Or is Paradise the first brand bold enough to see the artistic potential that the industry has yet to fully grasp? Stay with us on Taehyung Update because we're about to uncover Paradise's strategic reasons, Taehyung's expanding artistic value, and how this single decision may reshape the creative landscape across Asia. Taehyung Update Special Report. Why did Paradise choose Taehyung? The hidden artistic power behind the global icon. In early 2025, Paradise City, the most influential luxury resort and multi-industry entertainment leader in Asia, made a decision that instantly sparked international discussion. They appointed Kim Taehyung V of BTS as the face of their newly reimagined global campaign, a move described by analysts as the boldest cultural investment of the decade. While celebrity endorsements are common, this one felt different. It wasn't just the world of K-pop celebrating this announcement. Something unusual happened. The art world, luxury branding experts, cultural strategists, and entertainment economists all reacted at once, each with their own theory about why Paradise would link their billion-dollar vision to a single figure. One thing became clear. This decision was not merely about star power. Behind closed doors, Paradise executives spoke of artistic synergy, visual literacy, and the creative aura impossible to reproduce. Words, rarely used in brand meetings, suddenly sat at the center of their global strategy. So the question began to echo across Asia, Europe, and North America. Why Taehyung? Why now? And why art? To understand the answer, we must dive into the crossroads where entertainment meets fine art and where Taehyung stands, unexpectedly, at the center. Chapter 1. The Rise of an Artistic Icon. 1.1 Taehyung, more than a global superstar. Kim Taehyung is universally known as V from BTS, one of the most recognizable faces on the planet. But Paradise didn't choose him just because of his stunning influence metrics. They chose him because of what lies beneath the polished idol image. Taehyung has long been celebrated, not only for his music, but for his instinctive artistic sensibilities, a unique visual language in photography, deep interest in fine art and classical aesthetics, high appreciation for texture, mood, and composition, a distinctive personal style that merges retro culture with contemporary fashion, a cinematic presence that draws from emotion, silence, and atmosphere rather than performance alone. To Paradise, this wasn't simply talent. It was rare capital, the kind that brands cannot manufacture. And crucially, it was the kind the modern luxury industry desperately needs. 1.2 The global shift. Art is the new luxury. In the last decade, luxury companies have begun shifting away from celebrity-driven marketing to artist-driven identity. Brands like Celine, Dior, Louis Vuitton, and Prada have increasingly turned to figures who embody creative authenticity. Paradise executives saw Taehyung not merely as a fashionable public figure, but as someone who understood artistic intention, emotional storytelling, architectural spaces, the language of galleries, the atmosphere of visual art, the narrative of design. In short, they saw him as an artist, one recognized not only by fans but by professionals. And this perception was quietly reshaping how institutions viewed him. Chapter 2. Recognition from the Art World. 2.1 Gallery professionals begin to take notice. For years, Taehyung's photography has circulated widely. His framed portrait photographs displayed in exhibitions, his postings studied for composition, his emotional tone praised for minimalism and depth. But something changed in 2024 to 2025. Art professionals were no longer just commenting online. They were publicly acknowledging him. European gallery curators praised his understanding of analog texture. Korean fine art photographers highlighted his sensitivity to lighting. International visual directors noted that his portrait works carry narrative weight. Fashion campaign directors praised his intuitive ability to craft mood through silence. For the first time, Taehyung wasn't being discussed as a celebrity dabbling in art. He was being discussed as a serious visual creator. 2.2 Domestic artists recognize him as a creative peer. Within South Korea, Taehyung's artistic influence grew rapidly. Contemporary painters referenced his photography style. Art professors used his work in lectures on modern minimalism. Korean cinematographers noted his filmic sensibility. Young artists began replicating the Taehyung color palette, warm beiges, soft shadows, muted browns, natural light. The domestic art scene began to view him as a symbol of new generation. Korean aesthetics, a bridge between classical and modern. 2.3 International artists echo the sentiment. This was the moment Paradise executives were waiting for. Influential international artists began mentioning Taehyung. A European film photographer remarked that his portraits feel intimate yet cinematic. A Japanese art director commented on his practice of stillness, calling it rare for a global celebrity. A prominent American stylist noted that Taehyung shapes fashion narratives, not the other way around. A French exhibition designer praised his eye for symmetry and depth. In the art world, reputation is everything, and Taehyung was gaining a global one. Not as an idol, not as a performer, but as an artistic figure with authentic influence. Chapter 3. Paradise's Global Strategy, a Perfect Match. 3.1 Paradise's Core Vision, Art X Space X Culture. Paradise City is not an ordinary resort. It is a hybrid space where architecture, art installations, galleries, performances, luxury hospitality, all coexist in a single cultural ecosystem. Their identity depends heavily on artistic prestige. To maintain their status as Asia's artainment capital, they needed a figure who could embody artistic depth, cultural influence, emotional visual storytelling, and a global signature. Taehyung matched every boxes with a naturalness no other celebrity possessed. 3.2 V is the brand. Internal reports reveal the reason. According to internal branding documents leaked to several business outlets, Paradise executives identified Taehyung as a global-level artist capable of shaping cultural mood and visual identity across demographics. They described him as a creator with cross-industry influence, the bridge between Asian art heritage and modern luxury, a visual icon with intimate authenticity. One executive was reported saying, "Taehyung doesn't sell luxury. He is luxury." This wasn't a typical advertisement deal. This was strategic alignment. 3.3 Why Paradise needed Taehyung specifically. Experts identified several reasons. 1. Artistic appeal. Taehyung elevates the brand image through cultural legitimacy. 2. Emotional storytelling. His natural storytelling presence creates narrative depth. 3. Architectural harmony. His aesthetic matches Paradise's artistic architecture. 4. Asian cultural identity. He represents modern Korean creativity to the world. 5. Global marketing power. His worldwide fan engagement surpasses traditional advertising. Paradise wasn't just hiring a model. They were acquiring an artistic identity. Chapter 4. The Artist Within. The creative elements that define Taehyung. 4.1 Visual storytelling. Taehyung's silent art. Taehyung's artistry is subtle but powerful. He tells stories through nonverbal emotion, stillness, quiet confidence, warm contemplative expressions. He doesn't need exaggerated poses or dramatic energy. His artistic presence creates atmosphere effortlessly. Photographers call this the Taehyung effect. 4.2 His photography, the artist's eye. Taehyung's photography features natural lighting, desaturated tones, nostalgic mood, soft focus, emotional depth, These choices reflect a refined artistic identity, the kind usually associated with trained visual artists. 4.3 His fashion identity, a work of art. Fashion experts recognize Taehyung for bold experimentation, retro-modern fusion, unexpected textures, expressive silhouettes, cinematic palette choices. He does not follow trends, he creates them. This is why brand strategists say Taehyung makes brands look like art pieces. 4.4 His presence, living aesthetic. Even simple gestures, a glance, a slow turn, a quiet pose, carry elegance, restraint, and narrative. Paradise wanted someone who could embody their identity. Chapter 5. The question that shaped the industry. Is Taehyung a true artist? The public began asking one central question. Do domestic and international artists recognize Taehyung as a legitimate global artist? After analyzing responses from art critics, visual directors, gallery curators, painter communities, independent artists, cinematographers, and brand strategists, the answer is clear. Yes, increasingly they do. Art professionals recognize his instinctive composition, his visual literacy, his emotional minimalism, his cohesive aesthetic identity, his influence on artistic culture. Taehyung is no longer an idol touching art. He is an artist influencing industries.